Everyone, I hope you're having an amazing Sunday. Welcome to another episode of 10 PM University. So today will be the last episode for this health week, and after that we're going to start on to some other topic. Right. So today we're going to talk about the benefits of sulfur. You might find it very surprising that most of us, I would say at least 80% of the human population have no idea the benefit of sulfur in the human body, which is kind of surprising and shocking at the same time. The reason why I'm saying this, not to offend anyone, but there is a scientific reason behind why sulfur is very, very essential, right? Because what really surprising is that our human body, right, the model of biological body, what we have, the biological model, what we are, right, it needs a lot of vitamins and minerals, right? And we know a lot about vitamin C, we know a lot about vitamin D, we know a lot about magnesium and calcium, right? It's very commonly talked topic in the world. But when it comes to sulfur, very few like, sulfur, like, is that something with a pungent smell? Yeah, that's right. But do you really know what's important in sulfur? And it's kind of disappointing. That's one of the reasons why I thought, okay, let me talk about the benefits of sulfur, and you'll be surprised at the importance of sulfur in the body. Let's get started, right? Okay, the sulfur, right, it's a mineral. It's a bright yellow crystalline material. It's abundant in nature, right? Sulfur. If you've studied chemistry in your high school, you would remember that sulfur is 16 in periodic table, atomic number of sulfur, right? And it's the 8th most abundant element in human, right? 8th most abundant element, and still it's not talked about, which is surprisingly and shockingly. And it's one of the most essential component of our living cells, right? Our human cells, the sulfur plays a very, very critical role, and yet no one aware of the sulfur, which is right, cool. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the kinds of sulfur that's available out there, whether you can take in the form of supplements or whether you get enough sulfur from a food source. Unfortunately, there is no prescribed recommended dosage of sulfur. I haven't read that anywhere. If you know about the prescribed dosage, please leave the message in the comment below. I really appreciate it. Okay, so the sulfur is of two forms, right? One is the DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, and one is the MSM. So I won't even dare to read the name. It's a bit complicated. If you can, please go for it. All right, so MSM is a form of a supplement. It's a dietary supplement, right? And the other one is the industrialized form of sulfoxide, which is usually applied to skin to help with arthritis. Sorry, I'm not very good with pronouncing the medical terms because I'm not a doctor. So that comes to my next legal disclaimer. This is just an informative video. I'm not giving you medical advice, so if you are someone who wanted to get medical advice, please consult a doctor, right? It's excellent. All right, so MSM supplements, you can take sulfur in the form of MSM supplements, right? But you need to watch out the quality. Not every MSM supplements are of great quality. You need to watch out for the manufacturer. There are some manufacturers makes very low quality. That's what I've heard. So it's always better to consult your physician before you start taking any supplement. That will be the wiser choice, and that will be the advice I would like to give, that if you wanted to take a supplement, that's fine, but just please consult your doctor first, right? Because you might react to something. You may think that sulfur is all great, and holy and everything, but you might have side effects, right? So it's better to get tested before you take any of this stuff, right? So these are the two forms, right? One is in the DMSO and MSM. So we're going to talk more on the MSM point of view today. We're not going to talk about DMSO, right? DMSO, as I said, it's a skin cream, so you won't be eating a skin cream, right? That's pretty bizarre if anyone is doing that out there. So, but okay, cool, right? Sulfur benefits, right? Let's gonna talk about sulfur benefits. In ancient time, even in today's time, you might have heard about people taking sulfur bath. I've done sulfur bath. I remember one of my experience when I was in Israel. Everyone knows about the Dead Sea, right? Where you go and put some, the black mud and get inside the water. So we were in Masada, So we wanted to go to Dead Sea. So it was back. It was approximately 12 years ago, 12 to 13 years ago. And then the water was so cold, and I said to my mate, "Look, I'm not getting into that water." So one of the tour guide, a nice Israeli guy, he said, "Oh yeah, there's a sulfur bath there if you're keen. It's a warm sulfur bath." So we're like, okay, the sulfur, it's a pungent smell. It smells like a rotten egg. To be, if I wanted to say in an impolite way, a rotten egg smell. So I went inside the water, and actually I did realize after some time a lot of skin benefits. Like I used to get rashes. Now, after that I stopped getting rashes. I'm not sure the scientific reason behind it, but that's what people been saying for centuries. That it's been used over centuries, like in different culture. Even in Turkey, they have this kind of. I don't remember exactly. It's the name of the bath they do. So, but something like that. So yeah, it's in a lot of culture advertised for the sulfur bath, and it says it's good for skin, it's good for rashes, it's good for acne and all kind of stuff, right? So if you are interested, please check it out. There are a lot of research done out there, and there are a lot of material out there, right? Cool. Right, that's one of the advantage of the sulfur. It's talking about the sulfur bath, right? Not in the form of consumption or any of the stuff. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about consumption. What happens when you consume MSM-based, dietary supplements? So it's actually can decrease the joint pains, right? That's one of the stuff what's been studied. Though there is a limited research out there which can back this argument, but they have done few research, in different parts of the world, and based on that, most of the researchers, agreed this to this notion that if you are someone who struggles with the joint pain, then perhaps you might have to check out the sulfur levels in your body, right? And perhaps supplementing with sulfur might help. So you need to consult a doctor to figure out, right? Cool. It acts as an anti-inflammatory, right? The supplement. There's something in our body that's called glutathione, right? Which is like a potent antioxidant for your cells, right? As you grow older, your glutathione level decreases by 1%, probably after your 20th birthday. From there onwards, every year, there is a decrease of 1% of glutathione level in your body. So your body can't make it naturally. So you need to have a supplement to produce it, right? So that's where MSM supplements comes handy. But again, like I said, you need to check with your doctor or physician, right? Because this has anti-inflammatory effects, and anti-inflammatory effects, right? It's very essential in our body. Cool. Then another thing we can talk about is arthritis symptoms, right? Arthritis is a very painful, illness, and I've known people who struggle with arthritis. And the one of the things they say, it's very painful. So perhaps go and talk to your doctor about MSM supplements. There are a lot of studies done out there which claims that the sulfur might benefit in terms of arthritis, but that's one of the researchers document they've done a lot. And it's also good for your hair, and it's also good for other stuff as well. That's why you often realize that when you burn your hair, right, it smells like sulfur, a kind of pungent smell, because that's one of the reasons why. There is kind of a protein associated with it, so that's where the sulfur comes handy. So if you're someone who's suffering with arthritis, perhaps have a word with your doctor to say, look, MSM supplements, that's what most of the places that claims that MSM supplements might add that extra benefit in your healing process. So perhaps it's worth checking out with your doctor or GP, whoever it is, or specialist, and maybe they might recommend something good, right? Cool. Right. So now we talked about different advantage of having a sulfur. As you can already figure out that how important the sulfur is for our body, right? Because it's very important. So can we get the sulfur from a food source? Absolutely, we can get from food sources. These are the common sources of food source for sulfur. So red meat, it's a grass-fed beef. It's a common example. Pig, yeah, deer meat, poultry. I'm not sure about the kangaroo meat. Perhaps you need to check it out. Because we don't get kangaroo meat as such in New Zealand. But it's tasty meat. I'll try that in Sydney. So, fish is another source of sulfur. Garlic, because it has a pungent smell, right? Onions, legumes. So these are the common things like I said, there is no recommended sulfur dosage like we have for vitamin C or vitamin K, or for potassium, or for chloride, or for magnesium out there, right? So we don't have any kind of a prescribed standard, which is kind of annoying at the same time, because it's good to know, right? One of the annoying factor which I find it, especially in my case, right? I mean, I'm guilty of that as well. We know a lot about different stuff out there. We know about iPhone, we know about Android, but we are very ignorant of about our own human body, right? This is exactly the source of thing which you have out there. It's a bigger source of machinery, biological machines, right? We are biological machines in simple terms, right? We need chemicals, we need minerals, we need vitamins. Just it's like a chemical soup running inside our body, right? And if you have a misbalance of any of them, it can cause potential side effects. Right, so it's very important. I understand that doctors are there; they're doing an amazing job. They go to medical school, they study, but it's good to know bits and pieces about your own body, right? Because you need to know what you need to do to keep yourself healthy. It's better to reach out to doctor. You don't need to know everything. You can always consult a physician. Because they're there to help you, right? Because they will tell you what all you need to do, and most of the people don't even listen. So, and then they care when their health goes down. They wonder, oopsie, what's happening? Well, that's what's happening. So I'm not saying to discourage anyone. With all due respect, I am not saying anything to offend anyone. I'm just saying, it's very important to understand our own body, right? Because at the end of the day, this is the only thing you got, your own body, right? The rest, everything is external entity. Your people you love, it's all external entity. They are not like, if you get hurt, you feel the pain. Other people can pretend they're mourning with you, but it's a different story. But everything connected to your body. You are the owner of it, right? So it's your responsibility. It's our responsibility to look after our own health, right? So that's one of the reasons why I started this 10 p.m. Health Week, just to give a holistic idea about different stuff out there, so that I can help people as much as I can, not only on the planet Earth, but also the people who lives in the space station, right? So this is one of the mission statement of 10 p.m. University, to help people till the day they leave, right? That's the only reason why I founded this 10 p.m. University, to spread the wisdom, to spread the knowledge out there, right? Cool. That being said, I'm concluding today with the Health Week. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with mathematics, right? So mathematics, don't get freaked out. I mean, I know not everyone likes mathematics, which is perfectly all right, right? We are not saying, right? Everyone likes different things. But what we're going to do, we're going to start with very, very, very basic mathematics, like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. That's the first topic. Then we're going to slowly progress towards the advanced stage, because people who are not interested in advanced stage, that's fine. They can skip the further videos. That's okay. But if you're someone who's interested to learn machine learning, because I'm doing a course on machine learning on Salesforce with Einstein. So if you're someone who's interested in mathematics side of things, please, I would encourage you to watch my next week 10 p.m. University videos, right? Cool. That being said, I hope you guys are keeping safe and taking good care of your health. So greetings and adios from New Zealand. Take care.